It's a familiar sight to local residents every year, as it has been for decades. A sign of the season, one that attracts young and old alike. A symbol of the holiday season that stands majestically in front of the main branch of the Free Public Library in the city's downtown. Of course, I'm talking about New Bedford's Christmas tree. Every year, the city displays the tree and thousands of people stop by to see it. But did you ever wonder how it got there? The New Bedford Cable Network decided to find out just how the city picks a Christmas tree. What we found out is it's not as simple as just going to a corner lot and picking one out like so many of us do. No, there's a little more to it than that. Over the next half hour, we'll talk to the folks who made this Christmas tree possible, how it was brought to the city, and the crew that decorated it. Finally, we'll see the culmination of a lot of hard work, the official tree lighting. So sit back, grab a hot chocolate or a glass of eggnog, and maybe a Christmas cookie or two. It's time to tell the story of New Bedford's Christmas tree. The day starts on a bright, sunny morning at the home of T.J. Butler and Julie Reitzis in Westport. Crews begin the process of removing the chosen tree. Hi, we're here in Westport with Julie Reitzis, who has donated the Christmas tree that the city will be receiving this year. I guess the big question that people want to know, what prompted you to donate the tree?
Well, it was time to go, and it should go somewhere that it looks nice. We've seen, lots of holiday displays in the area. We actually saw, used to see Taunton Green, and then we saw a couple in various towns, and we reached out, and we were lucky to be picked.
I think it's pretty cool that you documented. We have a picture of when you planted the tree.
Yep.
Obviously, there's sentimental value too when you see this.
Yeah, we had it inside. Actually, we have a picture of that when we had it the first year. That was 1997, and we just, it grew really big, as you can see, and it was time to find it a new place or a new, joy to bring to other people. I guess that's a good one.
A lot of people look at the tree and it means so much to them. So I obviously when you look at that, and especially when it's decorated, and obviously you're going to go down and see the tree when it's lit. It's going to be a little emotional, I would imagine.
I think so, yeah. I mean, it's, it brought us joy our first year of marriage, and then we said, we're going to plant it, and there it was, and we see it every day, and now it won't be there, but now it'll bring joy to a whole community during this holiday season, and what more can you ask for?
After some time, crews are able to lift the tree onto a trailer. The criteria for us to donate a tree to the city, I hear my understanding is pretty tough. Healthy, what have you. So, I mean, obviously, you guys have done the work and Mother Nature has done the work to make sure that this tree is able to be donated.
Exactly. I mean, we're just lucky that it was exactly what they were looking for. It could have not been, but it was, so here we are.
Do you know what kind of tree it is?
They actually said it's a spruce. We thought it was a fir, but it's an evergreen. How's that?
I guess just your last thoughts. I mean, this is something that obviously is meant a lot to you and the family and stuff like that, but it is it is going to a good home when you think about it.
Right. So, my in-laws bought it for us for our first Christmas. They live around the corner. We were so happy. I said, I want a tree we can plant to commemorate that 1997. We had just moved here, and here we are saying goodbye to it, but maybe we'll plant another one and it'll get donated another 25 years.
I was just going to say 25 years. It's a nice round number too.
Yep, I know it worked out because we started looking last year and here we are this year and it worked out perfectly.
When did you guys decide actually to donate it?
We were looked around last year. We actually reached out to a couple of towns. Nobody could take it last year, so we sat on it, if you will, and started reaching out a little earlier this year, and actually reached out to like Newport and Fall River and various places, and New Bedford got back to us, and here they are. So, and there it goes.
Well, I think the people in New Bedford are going to be pretty impressed when it's all lit, and obviously we thank you for that too.
Thank you. I'm glad we could offer it, and happy to have it removed safely.
Finally loaded onto the trailer, the Christmas tree convoy makes its way from Drift Road to Route 88, a turn to Route 177, then on to Route 6. The convoy never exceeds 25 miles an hour. Arriving in New Bedford, crews have to navigate narrow streets, and at times, people have to get out to protect private property. Finally, the tree arrives at its final destination. The entire trip takes about a half hour. Crews carefully secure the tree into its stand and secure it to the columns of the library. We are here with Zach from Nadu Tree Service,
Yep.
and these guys have done a lot of work today to get this tree to where it is. Tell us a little bit about how you guys came about doing this project.
So last year we were looking to make an Arbor Day donation, donating our time and equipment to help out clean out the city's parks, and that ended up not working out. So this was our next best option to help, get the tree from Westport to here, cut it down, place it on the trailer, and then pick it when it got here and get put on the stand here.
I know the folks at DPI were very grateful because of this expertise you have and the services that you provided today. It's something that, as they said, usually doesn't happen. Tell us a little bit about why this was important for you guys to do.
We just like to give back a little bit to the community. And at the end of the day, it makes you feel good. It's our way of just giving back, and being helpful, joyful in the holiday season, and seeing people smile. It's gonna bring a lot of joy to see people have this tree up, and it's gonna bring smiles. That's all I have to say about that.
As far as, as a company, when you're looking at the holiday season. There's no more iconic figure than the city's Christmas tree, and when you see that up, people are going to be talking about it.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think everybody likes the holiday season. At least I hope so. So I was excited to come in today. We're actually on vacation. We came in and we're excited to see the tree up and happy to do it. All smiles over here.
Logistically, was this a difficult process, or what? So what did you actually need to do and to move this along?
So this wasn't really a difficult process. It was kind of run-of-the-mill stuff for us. I pretty much I climbed up into the tree, set slings, came down, cut it, and long story short, the crane picked it up and put it onto the trailer. And then once it was on the trailer, the New Bedford Public Works guys, they all strapped it down, and then we followed the tree from Westport to here. And as soon as it got here, they unstrapped it. We set the crane up, picked up the tree, placed it in the stand. Pretty cut and dry.
So I was going to say, so there's nothing really out of the ordinary from your standpoint.
Nope. The only thing out of the ordinary is we didn't clean up the mess. Usually when we do this, we're cleaning up and taking care of the tree, making it disappear instead of putting it somewhere else.
And for Nadu, I don't know, do you do this for other communities too, or?
When we have the opportunity to, we will. We're always looking to lend a helping hand. It's not something we do very often, but we're always willing to put in the time and energy to it.
Well, like I said, I know that Justin was thrilled that you guys stepped up today and helped out, because he said the process is faster than it's ever gone.
Yeah, it definitely helps to have guys that we do this every day. So myself and the crane operator, we work together every single day, and we have for the past couple of years now. So we're like two peas in a pod. We know how to do it together and make it safe and efficient.
Well, we thank the company for their donation. It's something that people are going to remember the whole holiday season.
Yeah, it's our pleasure.
Justin is with us. He has been supervising this all day. I got to tell you, the one thing that just I keep hearing from people is this is really fun to do. They're everybody from the police officers to the crew, they're really enjoying this today.
Yeah, absolutely, and most everybody does, and we apologize for any traffic obstructions or delaying anybody's day, but this is a tradition. We do this year in and year out. We find a nice tree. Residents will donate their tree if, things like that, but we look forward to putting it up. We know the residents of New Bedford love it as well. They all come out for the lighting, which is a pretty good showing for that, so we're very appreciative to TJ Butler and the family in Westport that donated their fine spruce tree for this year's tree, so this is awesome.
Tell us a little bit about the process. When does this start and how does it work?
Well, it starts with time of year. We understand that this day is coming, so we want to plan in advance. We'll try to find a tree on our own, but if we're having trouble finding a good candidate, we'll reach out to the public. This year we were lucky, somebody reached out to us. But from there, we'll go out, we'll do a site inspection with the homeowner, make sure that it's okay for us to be on the property, take the tree, things like that. Once we select our tree, we will plan a date like today. We'll have all of our trucks in order. We'll get all of our equipment, our staff. From there, as you folks have seen today, it's a little bit of a lengthy process, but it's almost cut and dry, if you will. So that's pretty much getting it downtown.
So Justin, what are you looking for in a tree? What kind of a tree? Jamie was telling me, Jamie Pont, the commissioner, was saying it's got to be a healthy tree. Right. It's got to last for a while.
Yes, absolutely. So Christmas trees or holiday tree, if you will, evergreen, firs, spruce. I've never done pine before, but we're always willing to give that a shot as well. But the tree needs to have no cracks, plenty of life in it. We're lucky this year we have pine cones on this one. We usually don't see that too often, but anything that's dangerous to the public after it's been put up, or even when we're working with it, trying to get it down, we want to keep everybody safe as possible. Outside of that, it's just appearance. If you notice at the top of the tree, you'll see one major stem that they call that's the terminal stem. That's very important because we hang a topper on there. We apply it to that, and we've dealt with trees where we've seen two of those, and that's been a problem where it's weak wood, it'll break. So we like to make sure that we have a single stem. Outside of that, we just like to make sure there's no broken branches. It looks nice. It's going to show for the public. So,
what kind of care or maintenance has to be done? Because we're putting it in now. This is up until after New Year.
Right.
What kind of maintenance takes place during that time?
Well, to be honest with you, there's really not much to it other than just putting it up safely. The tree has enough carbohydrate storage in itself to sustain its green appearance until roughly New Year's, and it's even still green when we take it down. So it's not like a household tree where you'll have to add, sugar water, things like that. Once we put it in the stand, it's pretty much set to go. Everything has been pretty fluid, I will say, from arriving to the job site early to getting the tree on the trailer that was just here, to even getting it into the stand. This is the quickest we've ever done it. It's been a fantastic year. We're very lucky to have NATO Tree Service donate their time and equipment and all those costs to us today as a day of service. So we're very fortunate to have them, but this has definitely been the best year for this.
I've had a couple people already say this tree is a bigger tree than they saw previously in previous years. It seems fuller. I can't gauge. How does the tree look to you?
This tree looks fantastic. This is definitely one of our finer specimens that we've ever had. There's not too many of bare spots, if you will. You will sometimes break some branches on the way downtown to the library here, but this tree is held up very well. It's very solid, it's very healthy, and as you can see, it looks really nice.
Again, you said you guys do this every year, and it's got to feel a little, put you in the holiday mood, but I mean, you guys got to feel proud. This is something that everybody sees.
Absolutely. And on my way here today, I was actually thinking about how I believe we're the only one in the area that will take something on like this. I don't believe Dartmouth will do this. I don't believe Fairhaven will do this. So it's very nice to be on the forefront of this every year. This really does set the tone for the holiday season.
All right, it's day 2. We are here in front of the main library again. The tree is in the stand. It is settled after being open overnight. And we are with Sean from DPI, and we are here as they're actually decorating the tree, the second day of the process. The first thing that I noticed, safety seems to be a huge, very important in the process.
Definitely. We make sure all our guys have harnesses, make sure all our cones and all our safety gear's out so that way nobody comes into the area. That's number one for us. We don't want to see anybody get hurt, especially in the holidays season.
Tell us a little bit, as you were telling me off camera, there's a process to this. So tell us a little bit about it.
First, we strand out our lights. We want to make sure everything's working, there's no, say, rips in the wire or anything. And then we'll slowly pass it up to the guys who are in the bucket and try to drape them along as we go. It's like decorating a tree at home, just maybe 100 times bigger.
As far as the lights go, are there any special lights? I mean, I know people at home, when you get a live tree, they're worried about fire and stuff like that. What do you guys have to do with your lights?
Not really much different. They're just the LED lights, so they don't really emit much heat, if any. So fire really, unless somebody was to come and do something to them, fire really isn't an issue.
What about as far as the process of stringing the lights along? You were saying there's sort of a pattern, I guess, that you guys try to do.
Yeah, we try to do almost like a Z pattern. We used to do in the past was the up and down kind of drape them, which was easier because we can't reach to the back of the tree. So to go as a normal tree at home, you're going to go all the way around the tree. Yeah. So we try to go from end to end to where you could kind of visually see it.
As far as you were telling me too off camera, I mean, every tree is different. When you look at this tree that you're putting together, what are your thoughts overall for the challenges you might face?
This one's definitely, it's a beautiful tree. It's a little wider than the ones in the past. So every year is different. You have a certain amount of lights, so you kind of run into the area where you gotta make sure you're spacing it enough to where you don't run out of lights, because then you run into trouble there. But for the most part, we're pretty good at determining what we need and how much to space it out.
And you do have ornaments, and obviously you worry about wind and stuff like that. So how are they put on the tree?
Each ornament, we have a metal wire that we string through it, and then they spin on each of the branches. So we make sure that it doesn't come off, because usually a zip tie, if you put it on, it'll break over the weather and all that. But for the most part, some do here and there if you got a lot of wind, but they always stay up.
The one thing I noticed with the guys, they seem to be pretty happy. They seem to like doing this project. We noticed that the first day when the crews were bringing it here. Yeah. And you got your crew, and give them props. Your crew goes really throughout the whole city to decorate the city.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, we got so many guys. We do downtown, everything that's kind of decorated for the most part we do. It's a process. It takes time. And one day, you go to bed and you wake up and it's there and you kind of wonder, but we're out there and we're trying to get it done and make it look good.
It's a labor of love for you guys.
It is definitely.
And I guess it's the one thing too for people, I mean, these things, the lights and whatever, the ornaments themselves, they're going to stay, 6 weeks or so that these things are going to be on the tree and lit.
Yeah, exactly. Everything's got to be up by a certain time. We usually try to get everything done by Thanksgiving, so that way, because we got the tree lighting, we also build the stages for that, and there's a lot of things. We help out at Common Park. We bring all the bigger decorations, and the kids kind of wire it up for us, which is nice to give them some training at both. So there's a lot to it.
Well, it's amazing when you see the bucket trucks here. I don't think people know that with a tree this big, you need that sort of help to get these things up.
Yeah, those trucks, without those, we'd need a big ladder and a lot of guys holding it. But other than that, that's our bread and butter right there. Those trucks make everything a lot easier for us.
And wish a Merry Christmas to everybody.
Definitely. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Sounds good. Thank you, Sean. As is tradition, the process wouldn't be complete without a star on top.
My name is Armand Marchand, and I have been your host at this event for 16 years at this point. And believe me, it's an honor every single year to be here at the lighting of the tree for our great city.
It's great to see everybody out here. It's a lot of work goes into this event. I want to start off by thanking a number of people. Armin, you're too generous. Believe me, I don't make it all happen. There's a whole lot of folks in city government that make it happen. I just want to run down a few of them just so we all hear it. So the Department of Public Infrastructure does a lot of work in putting together the stage, the lighting, everything you see here, they've had a hand in. So they work really hard. They're out doing Christmas. They need to be out doing Christmas shopping as well, but they're working away this week. I just want, I'd ask all of you to join me in a round of applause for all their hard work. So for many years, there have been calls for a fake tree, right? Because it costs, and over time it costs less and all that. And so we haven't had to resort to that because we've had so many people over the years who've donated beautiful trees to the city. And this year was no exception. So in this case, TJ Butler from Westport donated this great tree to the city. And we got to clean up his yard a little bit as well. But it's fabulous. This is a spectacular tree. And again, DPI adorned with all the lights and the decorations. But I want to thank TJ in particular for his generosity.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Most other cities don't have a ceremony like this. They don't have a big tree like this. They don't make a big to-do of it. There are big cities around the United States, Boston, New York, Washington come to mind, that put on a ceremony. So why do we do that here in New Bedford? And I think there are several answers to that. First off, we don't consider ourselves small. We're a serious city, a real city that does real city things. And lighting a Christmas tree on the occasion of the holidays is something that cities that have their act together do. And so we do it. And even if it means bearing some expense, even if it requires a fair amount of work. But more fundamentally, it's an occasion to bring people together, to make them feel good at a time of year when we should be looking out for one another. We should be extending ourselves to those we love, and to those, to our neighbors, and to our community. And so this is an occasion when kids can feel really good about going out with their parents, when parents can feel really good about coming out with their kids, when people can be side by side with their neighbors, and all just have a big smile on their face, shop at local restaurants, and all come together, even if it's just for a brief moment, and enjoy the same thing, to have a common experience in a central place in their city. And it's those occasions that really strengthen the bonds of community, but also strengthen cities as well. And so that's my answer to that question. It's really something that can bring us together, that we can all feel good about. So I just want to say thanks to everybody who put this year's ceremony together, for everybody who was involved in donating the tree, as well as all the work that went in to putting up the stage and lighting the lights and all that, and to Cable Access for putting together this program. It's been a very successful year, and a successful holiday season so far, and I wish you and your family all the best this holiday season. I hope you have an occasion to relax and recharge and renew, especially after the last couple of years that we've had. Things are on the move in the city of New Bedford, and we're going to come out of 2022 as charged up as ever into a great 2023. We'll see you then.
Did you know that you can watch any of New Bedford Cable Network shows anytime, anywhere on all of your mobile devices? How, you may ask? Just log on to nbcablenetwork.com and bam! You have all 3 channels at your fingertips: public, educational, and government access. Here, you can view our program schedules, watch our channel's live broadcasts, or search for a particular program in our vast library of shows. Last year alone, New Bedford Cable Network produced over 500 shows, and nearly all of them are available online at nbcablenetwork.com. Not only can you stay up to date with what's happening in your local government and schools, but also dive into some of New Bedford Cable Network's original award-winning programs. So check us out at nbcablenetwork.com.